guys, welcome back to the channel. So happy that you are here. So happy that you have subscribed to the channel. I mean, it's just a pleasure to have each and every one of you here. As you can see from the title of this video has a different swing and a different flair to it. We're going to be talking about hair care, or my journey with my natural hair. But if you're looking for all things ministry, please make sure that you subscribe to our ministry channel. It's called Faith with the Baggos, and I'll also put the link in my description box so you can head on over to Faith with the Baggos, where we're talking about all things faith. We're talking about how to grow in the Lord. We're giving advice and coaching to single women waiting on God for a husband, for males who need guidance in choosing their wife. I mean, everything that's related to faith, that is what we're talking about on that channel. So again, this channel is like, I would say, a box of chocolate. You just never know what you're gonna get. All right, the Lord impressed it on our hearts to start a separate channel for ministry. So this one is just gonna be the flow of things. And of course, it's gonna be good content either way. So why not subscribe to both, right? So again, as you can see from the title of this video, we're gonna be talking about hair care. Listen, ever since I started this YouTube channel, I've been getting questions about hair, products that I use, my nighttime regimen, what I do to retain length and all of that. So we're gonna cover that in this video. So let's rewind this thing, and we're gonna take it back to 2013 December. Let me tell you something. I don't know what happened. As a matter of fact, let me say this. All the way growing up, right? My first perm, I had my first perm when I was 12 years old. What I noticed about my hair is that it would grow, but then it would soon break. All right, so it couldn't pass a certain length because I was always dealing with split ends. I was always dealing with damage, and so as it was growing, I had to keep cutting it. So it was always at one length. So that was just how it was growing up, having a perm. And the thing is, I was getting a perm maybe once every 4 to 5 months because my natural hair is not excessively thick. So I wasn't one of those people who needed a perm every 6 weeks, because sometimes they recommend that you get a perm every 6 weeks, but I didn't need to do that. Sometimes I remember even in my adult years having a perm, I would have a perm once a year, right? And then I would continuously go to the Dominicans, shout out to the Dominicans who have those hair salons, and they give you a good old blowout, put your hair in a wrap, or in New York City, they call it a doobie, and they wrap it up. And then that would hold me down for a long time. So I didn't listen. When I discovered that you can blow your roots out and you can make that thing straight, let me tell you something, that was a game changer for me. So I was doing that, rocking my hair. And I'm gonna show you a picture. I'll insert it here when I had my permed hair, okay? Now, fast forward to 2013, and that was when it was just like a natural hair craze that was going on. Everyone was just doing, well, in my opinion, was just going and doing the big chop, right? And I'm like, I don't know, something fired up in me, and I'm like, you know what, maybe it's time for a change. Like, maybe I need to embark on this natural hair journey. So I was just watching videos, educating myself on how to do the big chop, freshly transitioning from having a perm to now natural hair, and I went for it. So my last perm was in 2013, and I officially did my big chop in January 2014. So this is my 9th year. 2023 is my 9th year on this natural hair journey. So let me just dive in. So I had the big chop, and when I say I did the big chop, like I took it there. Like it was just a big chop, right? I just took everything off. It was no transitioning for me. So what I did was I cut it off, and I'll see if I can find a picture with my big chop. So I did that, and I'm looking at all the natural hair gurus. There are so many on YouTube, and I was just looking at how they were treating and conditioning their hairs. And I remember it was I think this hair conditioner treatment where you put eggs and mayo, and I was just trying to do all of that. But the thing with me is that coming from having my hair permed and getting a perm twice a year, once a year, and having, you know, the blowout straightening the roots in the middle of those, you know, perms, my hair care skills was on the low. Like, I was not the person to be doing hair, and I felt like starting this natural hair journey, not only that, I was blowing hundreds of dollars on products, because the whole idea was you have to get products that are good for your hair, and you only do that with trial and error. So I would make, you know, subscribe to, you know, companies that would send you like a new product to test to see if it worked for your hair, and I'm like, I'm not even sure what I'm looking for. Like, I'm not even sure what works for my hair looks like, because coming from, again, having a perm with very low manageability to now having to do your hair sometimes 2 to 3 times per week, like, it was really frustrating for me. So I just stopped that. So after that, I moved on to, you know, doing my own thing, and that is like, you know what, I'm just gonna wash and style my hair. I'll put it in protective styles when I have to, because that was another thing, that in order for you to grow or for you to retain length, you have to have your hair in protective styling, because the more you play with it, the more you will experience breakage and damage and all of that. So that was it. So I started my natural hair journey in 2014, and you know, it was going and growing, and I'm gonna put some clips just to show you guys where I'm coming from. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fast forward to 2017, and I had this encounter with the Holy Spirit. And before I even say that, in 2000 and no, that was later. So in 2017, I had this encounter with the Holy Spirit, and I went to a wedding, right? So I styled my natural hair. I used the perm rods, and I had this natural hairstyle. It was curly, and you know, I had my dress on, my face, makeup. You know, I'm at a wedding. And I went to the restroom, and when I went to the restroom, I had this moment with God, and I felt like God was saying to me, Kashina, when I created you, this is the person that I had in mind. Meaning how my hair was, you know, my hair in its natural state. It was just like a snapshot of the person who God had created. So when I had that encounter with the Lord, I knew who I was, right? And let me tell you something. I'm not discrediting wigs, because you may see me pop on a wig. I'm not discrediting, you know, those of you who have your hair permed. I'm not but for me and my journey and my relationship with God and who He created and called me to be, I'm at my best self when I'm wearing my natural hair. That's just me, right? Not to say that I won't pop a wig on or I won't try other things, but I feel most alive when I'm wearing my natural hair. And it may be different for everyone, right? Maybe you have a perm and that works for you. Maybe you have, you know, your hair, no hair, you just shave it off, and that works for you. But I think the lesson here to learn is, however God created you, and the image that He has of you, I think that is where you will find the most grace. So let me shift and let me dig into that a little bit. So when the Holy Spirit gave me that, you know, like I felt it in my spirit that, okay, this is you. Like, you don't have to test, and you don't have to try, you know, locking your hair, and that is beautiful too. And some of you, He may lead you to do that, but He was saying, this is you. So after that, I'm like, okay. And I'm like, you know what, God, like, I don't mind having long hair, you know, but I am not the person to be trying, like, I can't do that. Like, at that time, I had my daughter, I was busy. I'm like, I don't have the time to try different, you know, hair care products and styling my hair every week. Like, I'm just not that type of a person. Like, I just don't have the time. So if this is gonna happen, it's just gonna happen organically. So let me shift to this as well. God will give you the grace for your personality, for your interest. People are surprised when I tell them that I have absolutely no hair regimen. Okay? Nothing. When I say I'll wash my hair with whatever is available, that is what I do. I don't treat, I don't deep condition. I barely even have the time to wash my, like when wash days come, like I dread those days. Okay, like I will have my hair in a bun and I'll just leave it because I'm just not the one who is into hair, right? But it's just really a testament to you go where the grace is for you, right? Whatever is easy, whatever is comfortable for you, you bank on that and you rock with that. So for everyone who is asking, you know, what do you do? How do you retain length? I don't know how it happens. It just happens, right? Like I leave it. That's the most that I can say. You want to come in? And you should be. So guys, I have an intruder. I wasn't expecting that this would have been a part of the video, but go ahead. You have something to say?
Yeah, as it relates to the length, as she's saying, she's just blessed. That's how I would put it. As she said, there's nothing special that she does to her hair. It's just like this. So I've always said to her that, listen, you're just blessed with it. But as she's saying about, as she's telling you about washing your hair and so forth, there's this shampoo and there's this shampoo and conditioner.
Yeah.
There's this shampoo and conditioner that she used, and I did not know about it until I got here. But when I use it, I'm telling you, it's really good. So I'm just here. I just came in to recommend that. What's your name again?
What? Oh, Design Essentials.
Yes.
Design Essentials. I love it.
Listen,
I don't know if it works for my hair, but
it does.
That is my goal. Like I love that.
When she uses that shampoo and conditioner, I'm telling you, you can actually feel and see the difference. Even myself, because you can see I'm a bit tall now, so when I use that shampoo, I actually feel the difference.
Yeah.
She can tell you, she'll buy it and within 1 week it's finished.
It's done. I don't buy it anymore. I don't buy it.
Guys,
I don't buy
it's
it.
a really good line.
And they're not sponsoring this video.
No,
Let's just say that.
Yeah,
they should.
Yeah, that's what
Let's
I'm gonna
reach
say.
out to Design Essentials.
If they want to, then
yeah, that is my favorite. That is my favorite product, but it's expensive.
Really, but it's really good. That's what
good.
I'm saying, guys. If I'm of the belief that if you want the best, then why
you
not?
have to pay for it.
Yeah. And
But
if it's worth it, if it is worth it,
yeah.
I'm not saying you should go out there and just throw money away, because we know that, especially in the time that we're now in.
Yeah.
But since I've been in America, she bought it several times, and I'm telling you,
It's done.
I use it a lot.
I stopped buying it. I'm like, there is no way I'm washing my hair every month. And when I go, it's done. I'm like, it doesn't make sense. I haven't bought it in a few months.
Yeah, but the first time, telling you, it's that good. The first time I used it, and
you feel the difference.
Felt my hair, it was so silky and
silky
smooth.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
This is good.
That's my favorite product line. But aside from that, I use like what you will always find is the Aussie brand, and you'll find that in Walmart. And I'm not saying it's better than any other brand, but that's just what I use, right? It's not the go-to. It's not, I don't see anything different with it. I just like the purple bottle and I use it. So again, guys,
I'm out. That's it.
He's out. Okay. Yeah. We had an intruder, guys. Yeah, guys. So a lot of people, may think that there's something extra special, but I said to the Lord, God, if this is who you've created, like I just cannot be ensnared by just, the product search and I'm like, God, that's not me. And I think the whole idea behind this is that once you find your place in God, especially with your physical appearance, I'm telling you, God, if the Bible says that the very hairs on your head is numbered, then God has a specific hair route and hair track and hair path for you. And I'm not saying that to be over spiritual. I'm just saying that, because that is what it is. Like, God knew that I'm just not the girl to be like, I've been to the salon twice since I started my natural hair journey, and both time it was a treat. Like, someone gifted me that, you know, that whole experience. So I do my hair myself, and it has always been that way. Whenever I would go to the salon when I had a perm, it was either to put a weave in, or, you know, they would perm it if I chose to have that experience at a hair salon. But I was always equipped to do my own hair, and it was not something that I really wanted to do every week. So again, I said to God, Lord, you know, I don't mind keeping my hair natural, but you're gonna have to grace me throughout this whole experience, because I cannot do my hair every week. I don't want to do my hair every week. And, you know, God blessed me with that, in the sense that, you know, that's just where the grace was for me, right? So I really wanted to share that with hair care journey. To be honest, where I am now, I don't mind going back to, you know, that a shorter length. But this is something that when you're married, you would have to discuss with your husband. And I don't think my husband is for me rocking like a low cut, you know, pixie cut, or I don't think that's his style. But if it was up to me and my decision only, then, you know, I wouldn't mind, because I feel like I have achieved my desired length. I'll see if I can find a recent picture that I took, you know, that shows the true length of my hair. But I think I achieved that years ago, and I'm just no longer in that phase. But what do you think? For those of you who are single, do you think that your husband should have a say-so when your hair is concerned? Like, he is the one that makes the decision about if you should cut your hair, if you should color your hair, what do you think? For those of you who are married, how is that going in your relationship? Like, how does your husband play a role in your hair care and your hair journey? So please leave that in the comments, because I'm very curious to know, you know, how you guys are going about that. So guys, that is just what it is. So there's no hair care regimen.
I'll cut it there.
So he's intruding from behind the camera this time.
Yes, I am not in the frame, but when you were saying the husband having the say on how you should keep your hair, guys, it's not a thing where I like commanding or.
No, he doesn't command.
Yeah,
he suggests.
It's just my suggestion. This is how I like it, but I still give her the choice. So I think she keeps it this way because she wants to. Does it
please? Yes.
She wants to please me.
Yeah.
So that's it. But I don't. I'm not that.
No, he's not forceful. He's not saying you better. No, but
no.
That's not your personality. So I wasn't expecting no one.
Yeah, but I just want to clear the air.
Okay.
I don't want anyone to be there thinking that I'm here. Listen, you can't cut it here.
Right? No. It's not that type. That's not the ship that we're sailing on.
Nope. we discuss and then we make decisions based on each other's opinion.
Yeah, we have this conversation like, you know, I think we were saying when it's in, he just likes it in its natural state, whether it's straight, whether it's perm. He's just a natural hair person, and I think that was also tied into the reason why. Come on now, God impressed it on my heart that this is because he knew the person that I would get married to and what he would like, and it was just a part of the molding and becoming a wife type of thing. So I can see that, right? Because, you know, even when you're single, God is preparing you for marriage, and he will begin to cultivate you to be a suitor for the man. But let's just say this, as I said, it doesn't mean that I won't throw a wig on or try other styles, but I know that my go-to image, you know, the image that is rocking my inner core, that is to have my hair in its natural state. So guys, I just wanted to say that for those of you who've been asking, ain't nothing special happening over here, okay? Nothing is going, there's nothing extraordinary. It's just the grace of God, right? Just me and the Lord coming to an agreement that, okay, I'll keep my hair this way, but there's just no time or patience, or I don't have excess money trying, testing new products and whipping eggs and mayo, and I'm like, God, that's just not my thing. So let's just find a way to co-partner so this could work. But again, I just wanted to say that there's no hair care routine, there is no regimen. I do have preferred products, but they're not a go-to all the time. If I have it, I have it. If I don't, I'll just use whatever I have. But what about you? What are some hair care products that you use? What hair regimen do you have? I would love to see that, as well as the comments about, your husband and how important his voice is when it comes to hair care. All right, guys, so thank you so much for watching the channel. And again, please do not forget to subscribe to our ministry channel. It's called Faith with the Baggos. And again, I just can't wait to embark on new things and share different experiences on this channel. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you in my next video.